Hey, listen, this unfamiliar voice streaming through. We've got a podcast takeover for the one and only Jen Barkin, who couldn't be on here, but you know what? The show must go on. And so Jessie invited me to mess this up.
Oh,
So
come on.
here we go. Hey, what do you guys do anything non-traditional for Christmas, by the way?
We're doing something a little different this year. So we stole this kind of from my husband's sister. They do fondue on Christmas Eve. So we're gonna kind of pick that
Oh,
up and have a little fun Christmas fondue night. And hopefully it'll be a tradition that the kids will remember when they get older and it'll be something special.
there you go. I like that. Jessie, what
We'll
about
see
you?
how it turns out.
I don't do anything really non-traditional. We just do the Christmas Eve dinner with all of the same things as Thanksgiving. We like to eat in the South. Yeah, and then we just wake up early. I have a brother-in-law who's now old enough to not believe in Santa Claus. So we don't get up quite as early. And we just do the Christmas things. I went to Nashville last weekend. So that was kind of non-traditional. That was like crazy. It was decorated for Christmas and it definitely didn't give Christmas vibes. It gave like just the weirdest vibes, but it was so fun. And then I am doing a traditional Christmas kind of thing this weekend. I'm going to Helen, Georgia. If you guys have ever been there, have you guys ever been there?
No, is that
Mm-mm.
like a Hallmark movie city or something?
Yeah, it's known for like because it's supposed to look like downtown, like a German town. So
Ah,
they do Oktoberfest, but then they flip it during Christmas and turn it into like a Hallmark town. So
yeah.
looking forward to that.
That's
Aw,
What about
that's
you?
very
that'd
good.
be sweet.
Listen, non-traditional, we sometimes we'll get on a theme of watching something like we've done Tom Cruise miss a couple of times, where we just watch Tom
Mm.
Cruise movies over the break, and you have to go pretty deep into some weird ones.
Why does this
But,
not surprise me,
yeah,
Mike?
I don't know. So maybe we'll pull out Tom Cruise miss again. I don't. We like to have fun over the break and just relax. So yeah, that's what
Aw.
we've got planned. All right,
Mm.
listen. We're gonna have some fun today. Again, we are doing a podcast takeover for the one and only Jen Barkin, who couldn't be on it. But we're gonna do a couple of things here as we close out and wrap the end of the year. First, we're gonna talk about the ECI New Home Sales Tips 2025. We all had some contributions to that. We want to talk through it on the podcast. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just read it directly from the blog. No, just kidding. We're not going to do that. But we're going to talk about, go into a little bit more detail on that. Then we did a fun little gift guide that we do almost every year at DYC.
Mhm.
So what can online sales specialists buy themselves with their commissions from their appointments and sales or turn in a request? I don't know. And then we're going to do a skills check at the end. So let's jump right into the ECI new home. Wait, Amanda, what is the official blog name? You said it earlier.
All right. Top new home sales tips for 2025.
There you go.
Yes.
The industry legends. The legends are participating. There's a lot of people that participate on this, so it's always
Yes.
fun. So let's start with you, Amanda. Why don't
Yeah.
you talk through a little bit about what you put on there as a pro tip from a
Yeah.
professional?
Well, processes are so great. So mine is all about processes. And it's something, that is not new to anyone, but maybe we forget, right? And so you find yourself typing the same things or changing verbiage for different sources for your processes. But now is the perfect time to kind of look back into that and say, okay, well, should I make some new processes? Because the whole idea behind it is like let's make our CRMs work for us so that we can get some free time back to spend with
Mm.
the people that are engaging with us. That's where you want to spend your time, not on just typing stuff. So make the CRM work for you, put in some processes, do it now while you have the bandwidth before new home selling season kicks off, right? So that's just a good friendly reminder, to kind of revisit that while you have the time.
Who doesn't love a great process? Oh,
I
it's
know I do.
wrap up like a cozy weighted blanket, and just you can sit back and trust the process. I do love that,
Mhm.
especially when you're dealing with high volume lead
Yeah.
situations, and online sales are just naturally high volume. Like we're
Yeah.
dealing with more people and more types. So you got to have those processes in place. Very nice. Love your pro tip, Jessie.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love yours too, Amanda, especially right now when people are like, hey, I'm not getting as many leads. I'm not getting as much engagement. It's the perfect time to do it. So mine was a little left field. You know, I was thinking about, we're all control freaks in online sales world. I think we can all agree. What? Yeah, I know. And so we like hyper focus on what isn't going quite right, or the lack of leads, like I just mentioned, that we are not getting. And so instead of focusing on those things, it's kind of like leaning into just accountability for yourself with making non-negotiables for next year. So, you know, knowing your role is one thing, but then being able to forecast, you know, what do I need to do? What do I need to change? Where do I need to be ahead of time? You know, making sure that all of those things are in line is really important. So just not waiting for motivation, but really leaning on discipline to go into 2025, I think is going to be what we need.
Yeah, I like that. And that's something we've been talking about a lot with our team members, builder partners, online sales specialists, is you know, you can control the momentum. You know, directionally, it may feel different. Like there may not be as much momentum inbound, but we can control the momentum outbound, number one. And number two, just things that you can do to clean house at the end of the year when you've got a little breathing room. Like just go, hey, it's okay. We can't control the market. If anybody's asking, like, yes, across all markets, the lead volume is subtly dropping towards the end of the year, which is one, just normal, and two, a result of the current market that we're in. But that doesn't change what you're able to do in your role, like that momentum. So I love that.
Yeah.
Personal accountability. I don't think that's very left field. That's center field.
Yeah. But just thinking like setting goals, it's usually like, okay, that's in the back of our minds. Like, yeah, of course that should be common, but common sense isn't quite common anymore. So I just figured
Ooh, there's a Jessie quote. Common sense isn't quite common anymore.
We were doing trivia one day and they said general knowledge. And I'm like, gosh, I don't know the answers to any of these questions. And he was like, I said general knowledge, not common knowledge. And it kind of made me spiral. So yeah. What about you? What was yours, Mike?
Okay, so I went with, it's a program, not a person. And this is something, just a piece of encouragement to everybody out there, all of our hardworking online sales specialists, whether you're a small team or just a solo online sales specialist. And I mean, even when you think about some big national teams, they may only have one or two online sales specialists in a market. And there has been this tendency for people just to think like, if something's going wrong or there's a challenge or there's an issue, that it's tied to the person and not the program. And I want everybody just to kind of reframe that a little bit and go, listen, let's say, for example, you have a higher than normal missed call rate. A person might get like offended, not want to talk about that. Like, oh God, don't peek around at my missed call rate. And the reality is there may be just too many leads for one person to manage. They may be on the phone answering, you know, talking to people, making outbound calls when calls are coming in, and that's affecting their rate. And they're just scared to talk about it because they think that someone will judge the person. And it's like, no, we got to look at this holistically as a program. You know, we love that phrase, like you're the CEO, the chief everything online. This is a business. And even if it's just you, treat it like a business, be transparent about your business line, tell them what support you need, and don't worry about someone judging. They're going to be more on your side if you're transparent about the challenges and struggles that you have in a program. And remember, it's not just you, it's a whole program that relies on marketing, sales, and everybody else. So that was what I was doubling down on, because I feel a lot of people are just stressed and taking too much on themselves when really it's a program and not just an individual person.
I love that perspective, Mike. That's great.
Yeah, I remember being in the seat thinking, okay, you know, I do have a higher than normal missed call rate at times when it was peak season, and I didn't want a new partner. You know, I was like, hey, I'm the CEO, I'm chief everything online. And then once I did come to the reality of like, this is where we're at as a program, this is what the needs are, it was like just a win-win all around. So I had to get myself in that mindset too, Mike.
Yeah, you can get defensive. I mean, it's just kind of a normal state, especially when you feel like it starts and stops with you, right? Because so much is flowing through an individual or a small team. And just comparatively speaking, if you have a team of 15 on-site sales agents, you may only have one, maybe two online salespeople. So just the percentage of people involved in it is lower. So it feels more like there's more on your shoulders. But anyway, that's what we got there. Hey, by the way, my name is Mike Lyon. We didn't do introductions. See, I did a bad job. Oh, Jen, don't judge us. Don't judge us. My name is Mike Lyon. I love online sales and these people. And we got Amanda Martin, our online sales coach extraordinaire. And of course, everybody knows Jessie Suggs, online sales coach, podcast co-host. And full disclosure, she's like, I don't want to host. I like being the co-host.
Yeah.
You're the best co-host. I think you could do it. All right. So Jen had one too. Hers was long and it had a cuss word in it. How do we feel?
Shocker.
How do we feel? Jen, the spicy meatball, dropping F-bombs. So was talking about the home builder survey in the shop. And she goes, usually when we get shop, we have a knee-jerk reaction of, fudge sickles or fart. I don't know what the word is, 4-letter F word. We don't say that. She said, don't stress, turn that bad 4-letter word response into these instead. Fact, fast, and face, and find. Right? So we got 4 F words. Remember the facts, online sales programs have a strong contribution rate of 50%. We got to think about everything that we can do to keep leveraging all that we have, keep those conversion benchmarks up. So remember all those facts. Leads managed by an online sales specialist, the long-term nurturing mindset, consistently and effectively with a proven process will result in more appointments and sales. So that's a fact right there. The first F word. Fast is probably the number one conversion point for an online sales specialist, right? Not only in your follow-up with a new lead, but also in the handoff process when it's going out on site. Face, say it with your face, right? We're still missing the boat on what, Jessie?
Video email, personalized video. Hey, you know what's interesting about that is now if you have BombBomb or Vidyard or any of those video platforms, you can send them via text. Just a little disclaimer. It doesn't just send a link anymore where it looks sketchy.
Yeah.
So yeah, get your face out there more. 98% of text messages are read.
Yes, absolutely. You can do it both ways. And honestly, just keep that personalization going. The more that you can put your face out there, say hi and use your customer's name, the better. That's huge. And the last one is find, Amanda. Always be prospecting. What are you seeing happening out there with all of our leads sitting in those CRMs?
Yeah, so huge amounts of leads are coming from prospecting efforts lately. I've even seen one builder partner at one point who had a 75% rate of appointments coming from those age leads. So that's a big, big deal right now. We love our prospecting, and you got to go out there and find the gold, right?
That's right. Got to go out there and dig. Listen, we've even adjusted that, like you said, in tracking that and reporting, and we're seeing huge results from that. So people are starting to move off the fence and just get adjusted to the new reality of the marketplace that we're in. So that's, again, controlling that momentum outbound is huge. At the end, I like what Jen wrote. She said, I told my son, Sam, today, everybody knows Sam. Sam's famous, right? He's builder famous. Confidence comes from preparation. Turn those 4-letter words around and get prepared so you can tackle any fart moment. That's why I feed you. This is a clean podcast here. And you can outshine your competition. So I confidence comes from that preparation. So those were our pro tips that we graced upon ECI and Lasso, great partner over there. So it's always fun to do that. All right. Next up, it's gift giving season, ladies. All right. So it's time to treat yourself, because you may not always trust that people will buy you what you want. I personally have to be very specific, or I am a cranky gift receiver. Right.
My husband is the same way.
I'm a maximizer. Like I'd rather say, don't give me anything. Like just Just don't give me anything.
Just send me a gift card.
Don't even give me a gift card. I don't want to have to worry about spending it. I don't want, I just want my present is that you just don't worry about me.
Don't call me.
And my
That's
wife does not like that. She hates it. She's like, you are such a freaking Scrooge. But gift season is here. Sometimes you have to treat yourself if no one else is going to get it. So why don't you guys go through and talk about some of those fun little gifts that we put out there in the gift guide, and even more for online sales specials if you got extra ones. Jessie, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm kind of cheap. So, I didn't put like, an expensive one on there, but one that really changed things for me. I'm really old school when it comes to note taking and all of those things. When I was in the seat, I would print out those prospect cards and I'd write on them. I'd scratch them out when I put them in the CRM, and I was kind of anti-technology. And now, I have my iPad and I'm like, oh, I hate writing on the screen. It sucks. And somebody said, you got to get this screen, you put it on the screen. And it's called Paper-like Screen Protector. And when you're writing on your iPad, it feels like you're writing on paper. So it's not like slick everywhere. And so you can download your prospect cards, write on them there. Nothing gets lost. So I use it every day when I'm taking notes and doing audits and all of those things. So that was mine. They're like $40. But
That's
if
cool.
you want a little bit extra gift, we were graciously given a Ember mug. You guys probably know what they are, but they're a mug that you can keep your coffee at a specific temperature. That was one of the best gifts ever. And so I hope she doesn't listen to this. I doubt she does, but I'm getting my mother-in-law one for Christmas because she's a coffee lover. So that's my other one.
What's your mother-in-law's name?
Her name is Shannon.
Shannon, get excited for the Ember mug. The Ember mugs are cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They are really cool.
Wait, what's the perfect temperature, Mike?
Oh, I don't know.
You sent me the perfect temperature.
I'm sure there was something. I looked it up.
I programmed it and then I'd leave it.
Yeah.
So
you got to keep it at the elite optimal sipping temperature.
Yeah, don't chug your coffee. I used to chug it. So
I'm a very I want to get to the point in the morning. I'm not a big saver of the coffee. I have 1 cup of coffee a day. Has to be at the right temperature. It comes out of my spin machine. For those of you who know what a spin is. But yeah, you can control that stuff in the spin, which is great. And then I get right to it.
That's cool.
You guys are more coffee aficionados. Amanda, what do you got for us? What kind of money are you spending? Just making it rain out there, spending on those gifts.
No. I put the Loom Cube on mine. So it's simple, but it's just so awesome. So it just fits right on your monitor and it gives you great lighting and it's just really easy to use. You just plug it in and turn it on and you have great lighting for great videos. And, we're all about putting the videos out there. You don't want to be lurking in the dark. So Loom Cube is where it's at, in my opinion.
I like that. There's a little story for you. This is going in the Wayback Machine. There was one person that I was coaching at this builder and she was super anti video. And I was like, I don't want to be on video. I'm afraid people are going to see me and find me and stalk me. And I was like, that's kind of strange. Then one time she turned on her video, it looked like she was hiding in some weird dungeon. It's all dark. I could barely see just the whites of her teeth and eyes. And it scared me. I was like, I'm not worried about people stalking you. I'm worried about this person stalking me. End of the story. She didn't last very long in the role. Because if you're in online sales, you do have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, you're the face of the organization.
You do have to be on video. And I would even go one step further. So mine was something I've been encouraging even our own DYC people is making sure that your sound is good too. Right?
Mic check.
Mic check.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows that. What did I say to Jessie before we started recording, Jessie? What did I say?
Yeah. You're hot.
You said, come in a little hot. Fix that game.
Come a little hot.
But seriously, so there's a Shure microphone that's I think 200 and something bucks. So it's kind of pricey. There's the 2 that you guys have, which is the Yeti. What is it called? Blue Yeti.
Blue
Yeti USB. Thank you. I think that's $100-ish bucks maybe, or something like that. I think sound is huge. Making sure you sound good. That's coming out. Just that warm sound, not echoey, not tinny, as best that you can. And I'm going to go a little bit further. Like, and when you think about this gift giving that you can give yourself, dress for video success. Like, not just in your bombs that you're sending out to your clients, which that's the most important, but also when you're on your webinars, when you're on your, Teams meeting or your Zoom, you can also like present yourself extremely well. And everybody's looking around and like, man, this person is well lit. They sound great and their video looks good. So upgrade your video camera, go to a Logitech, go to a DJI, which is another level, go to an actual camera. Like, it's going to cost you all in. If you think about Lume Cube, which I like the Cube, but also the Lume Edge Light, the Cube Edge Light, which I think is like $120, but it's really nice. I have 2 of them on my desk. You put all that together, it might be $800. I'm telling you, oh, you feel so good. Oh, you feel so good. That dress for video success, and then, try and turn it into your employer. If the owners are listening, I'm sorry, but it's a good Christmas present. So that's what I put on there always, is like, hey, look good, sound good, and you'll feel good when you're sending those video emails, when you dress for video success. All right. That's a lot of money we're spending out there, but you deserve it. We believe in all of you guys out there. You deserve it. All right, Jessie, it's time for the skills check. How does this go?
You got to check yourself before you
wreck yourself.
I was like, are y'all going to do it? Yeah, I think, when we talk about what we need to be thinking about as we wrap this up is really, since we're in the home stretch of 2024, which is the craziest thing, I've gotten 2 Christmas presents so far, is setting yourself up for success for 2025. So goal setting and how to set those goals and what approach you need to take and what success looks like to you, being clearly defined is how you meet those goals. You don't just kind of wait for them to come. So we wanted to just put it on your radar to, first of all, create your goals. So we like to take this SMART approach. We all know what the SMART approach is, right? You got to be specific. It's got to be measurable. It's got to be attainable, relevant, and time specific. So you can't just say, oh, we've been talking about video email. I'm going to send more video emails this year. I'm going to send, 10 video emails per day for the next 4 weeks, and I'll see what return on investment that I get. For me,
10 a day, Jessie. 10.
Is that a lot?
No, I think that's.
I'm like, what? Yeah. They take like 30 seconds, y'all.
But some people are like, I got to send 10 of these. What? I can't just record one and send it 10 times. No.
Hey, you want to know something cool? We're in the middle of our academy right now, and we did some breakout sessions, and we were talking about our tech stack, and we were doing all the things. In the group that I was in, they said, what I've been doing is, and I don't know, Mike, I want to hear your opinion on this, but she said, what I've been doing is, if it's not the first call, because the first call, you always call first, leave a voicemail, send the email, directing them. But on the day 5 phone call for the non-responsive leads, instead of leaving a voicemail, they send a video email to them, because they're like, it's basically a voicemail with your face. And so it's in tandem with the phone call. So they said, you don't do both, because then that's kind of overkill. Like, they were like, I don't want them to think I'm harassing them, but it's a voicemail with your face. Hey, I just let you a call. I didn't leave you a voicemail. I wanted to let you know I'm a real person and I'm here to help, and then kind of go into it.
Very interesting. I will allow it. Does that happen over text or email?
Text.
I think that's great.
I know. Isn't that cool?
Think about how many times we, instead of leaving a voicemail after you've already attempted, like, I think leaving voicemails is important because the transcriptions go through. People can start on iPhones. They start listening to it halfway through with a new preview that's coming up.
Yeah.
And you can just answer it if you want. So I always screen my calls, and then I'm like, oh, that's someone I need to talk to. And I answer it. And everybody's like, oh, hey, well, I was like, gotcha. But I like that. I don't mind that at all. I think that's great.
Yeah. Jessie, you said something reminding people I'm a real person. I'm hearing that more and more and more lately. So I think that's a great tip that you just kind of snuck in there.
Snuck in our goal setting. All right. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Back to the point. The actual skills check is write out your goals and make sure you share it with somebody who's going to help hold you accountable. So whether that's a coach, if you have one, or your manager, or a spouse, or a friend, colleague, putting it out into the universe so that you can actually meet it.
I think that's a great thing to do. I think when we've gone over goal setting so many times over the years working with online sales team. And I always, you always hear more personal stuff, or at least as much personal stuff as professional stuff. So I think that, we are all whole people. That includes, family, friends, health, spirituality, everything that you have in there. So I'm encouraging everybody, when you do your goal setting, just make sure it goes to the other facets of your life too, because, if you're healthy, you're able to be more resilient in your role and your job, and feel better and do better. When your relationships are strong with other people, you feel more excited about actually going to work and earning a paycheck to fund the other goals in your life. So don't just let it stop with the professional goals. Obviously, we're talking about the professional side, but even that personal too, and coming up with a mantra. That's another fun one too. Just keeping something like that you can have in front of you that you're looking at all the time as well to go along with those goals has been powerful. So I like that. Amanda, what about you? Any pro tips for goal setting?
Well, I like the idea of, finding a word like to focus on for the year. So I think that's really, something that you can easily keep in the back of your mind and find a word and focus on that for the year.
Absolutely. I love it. Okay. I don't know. Let's grade it. Jen Barkin, this was for you. Or, we tried our best. We did our best, Jen. Amanda, what would you rate this podcast out of 10?
Oh gosh, a 9.8.
Just
because without Jen, she's special. We love our Jen.
I feel like you rated it kind of high, but you're more an optimist. I like that.
I am.
Jessie, what would you rate the podcast?
Oh gosh, a 9.7.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. I was going to say 8.5, but I had to go a little higher. Yeah, we miss you, Jen, and we love you. So
yeah, Jen, listen, I give us like a 7, a hard 7. I mean, Jessie and Amanda are fine. It is terrible. I didn't even do intros until like 4 minutes in. What the heck am I even thinking? Hey, listen, it's been a phenomenal year. It's been a hard year for builders and online sales specialists and sales people out there. It's just a lot of adjustment, and it's sometimes you get to pick your hard, right? Our encouragement to everybody out there is like, this is a good learning opportunity. It's the same thing that you tell your children. And in the back of your mind, you want to remove all the hardship out of their life and make it as easy as possible. You don't ever want to see them suffer or go through anything hard. But guess what? You don't ever learn anything if you don't go through anything hard. And that goes for markets too. Like, we don't ever learn anything as home builders unless we experience a little bit of like, we might have to like get out there and actually start calling more, sending videos, doing our whole process, et cetera, et cetera. So don't wish it was easier. Just wish you were better. And I also like, what the head coach of the Duke girls basketball team is like. She said, don't wish it was easier, handle hard better. Like that's what we're trying to encourage everybody out there. So just our little word of encouragement. Like I said, I rate this podcast a 7. When Jen comes back, it'll get it back up to a 10 real quick. So we just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Enjoy your time off. Take a little time off. You're allowed as online sales specialists. Work your butt off until Christmas. Set those appointments. And remember that right around after Christmas, people get antsy and they want to come out. So don't be afraid to pick up that phone and set those appointments. Amanda, any holiday wishes from you? And then we'll let Jessie close it out.
Well, just Merry Christmas to you all. You're all superstars. We love you. Keep doing a great job in everything you do, and have a wonderful holiday season.
I love that. Amanda's just our little fairy in here. She's
she's the eternal optimist. I
know. I love it. It's the best. I wish we could all be more like Amanda. Okay, let's close it out because this is the last podcast of 2024. So I guess we can just say, good luck for the rest of the year. Happy New Year. I mean, 2025. Can you even believe it? It's going to be amazing. So can't wait.
It's going to be amazing. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
See ya.
Bye.